Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tyler. Welcome back to Scorpio Oxman channel. I want to give a huge shout out to Carlos Aguilar. Carlos Aguilar. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. Uh, I want to give a big thanks to Carlos for the video request. He he has asked me to do a request on the primal astrology on the gazelle, the spirit of the gazelle. And here's what he said. Hello, how's it going? I was wondering if I can get a reading from you. Could you also do a video on Gazelle Primal Astrology? I enjoy them on how they play out in real life. Hope all is well with you. Well, thanks so much, Carlos, again for the video request. And guess what, Carlos? Ironically, today happened to be quite an appropriate day to do the video on the gazelle because guess what? Today, of all, ironically, today is day of the gazelle in primal astrology, ironically. So I thought this would be a perfect time. We have a Virgo moon, and it's also day of the pig in Vietnamese astrology or Chinese astrology. So the Virgo and the pig combination creates the energy of the spirit of the gazelle in primal astrology, as we know. Okay, so I'm gonna show the proof of that. Okay, so I'm just gonna log out of the. Okay, and we're gonna read about the gazelle, of course, the personality traits. Now I'm gonna show you the proof right now. We'll go to mastering the zodiac. Oop. Mastering the zodiac. Again, it shows the real natural sky zodiac as it really is. If we were to see it with our own eyes, we would actually see that all 12 or 13, if you want to count Ophiuchus, it would be all 13 signs are actually a different size in the zodiac. Okay, so today is November the 18th, 2022, Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. And time right now, it's after 8. It's actually after 8. We'll go 8:30. Yeah. It's 8:36 p.m. It's actually 8:36 p.m. right now. I'm going to do local time here. Okay. So this shows, so I'm showing you the proof that the moon is in the constellation Virgo. And there it is right there. Okay, so this is the exact date and time right now. And there it is. As you can see, the moon is in the constellation Virgo. Okay, so we have a Virgo moon. That is, in terms of the nakshatras, just in case you're curious, that is the nakshatra Purva Falguni, number 11. Number 11, that is ruled by Venus. And yeah, that's in regards to the nakshatras, that's where the nakshatras would be. And as we can see, the sun is in Libra, and that's the nakshatra of Vishaka that the sun is in. And yes, I believe so. Okay, so there's the proof that the moon is in Virgo. I'm going to show you the proof that today is day of the pig. Today is day of the pig in Vietnamese astrology. Okay. And I'm showing you the proof that today is day of the gazelle in primal astrology. Let's go to fast love match. Okay. Okay. Here it is here. Yeah, so just very quickly, I'll show you. the let's go to the other calculator. It looks like it was this. Yeah, this was the one here. Okay. For this, here it is here. Okay. 2022, November 18, November 18, 2022. Okay, here it is. So yeah, we're year of the tiger, of course. We're also in month of the pig, November, which is month of the pig. So here it is today, November 18, 2022. Today is day of the wood pig. So day of the pig. So there you go. Okay, so yeah, the combination of the Virgo moon and day of the pig, the Virgo pig is the gazelle. Okay, so let's read about the personality of the gazelle. Thanks again for your request, Carlos. Thank you very much. And so, on astrology, I'm going to show you the proof here. So the signs by combination. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell you some famous people who are born under the sign of Gazelle. So here it is here. So the combination. So we're on primalastrology.com. And I'm going to leave the link below for you to read. And here we are here. Here it is right here. So the Virgo pig is the gazelle. Okay, so we'll read about some of the characteristics about the personality of the gazelle. Okay. So I'm going to tell you some famous people who were also born day of the gazelle. And I understand, Carlos, you're born day of the gazelle. And ironically, and I'm presuming that's how and why you were interested in me doing the video. And yeah, so they're one of the friendliest signs. As in the 144, there's 144 different spirit animals in primal astrology that we all are. The gazelle is among the friendliest. They're one of the friendliest, and they're one of the most a positive attitude, good attitude, and always looking on bright side of stuff. So I knew a friend of mine. A friend of mine that I knew was was born day of the gazelle. And first, I was going to mention the celebrities, the famous people born day of the gazelle. So Bradley Cooper, the actor Bradley Cooper, who was in the Silver Linings Playbook, and he was nominated for Academy. He's been nominated for multiple Academy Awards. Bradley Cooper. So he's day of the gazelle with a Virgo moon and day of pig. And that's no surprise when you see me read about the personality traits, you could easily tell that that's definitely him. Another famous person, like if you're a fan of horror movies and the history of horror flicks and in the classic horror movies, there's an actress named Ashley Laurence. Now, Ashley Laurence was in one of the all-time famous horror movies, Hellraiser. Now, I actually saw Hellraiser for the very first time this past Halloween. This past Halloween season, I saw it for the first time, and wow, I mean, it's one of my favorite horror. I'm not one of the biggest fans of horror flicks, but this one, man, it really, if you're a fan of horror flicks and you're not squeamish, this is definitely one to see. The original Hellraiser movie from 1987, and Ashley Laurence was the star of it. She was also in the sequel of the franchise series as well. So you may never have heard of her before, but she's like a horror movie queen, a legendary actress in the history of horror flicks. And so Ashley Laurence, I looked up her date of birth details. She is day of the Gazelle, just like Bradley Cooper as well. Ironically, her moon sign is Porva Falguni on the Virgo side. Her moon is on the Virgo side of Porva Falguni, nakshatra. That's in true sidereal astrology of the zodiac wheel. And so yeah, so those are the only two actors I can think of, who Bradley Cooper and Ashley Laurence, who were both born day of pig and have a Virgo moon. Okay, and that's what identifies a day of Gazelle man or woman. Okay, now I was mentioning this friend of mine. Ironically, this friend of mine, her name was Ashley, also Ashley, and she told me her date of birth. And you know what? I'll give a shout out to Ashley. I'll give it a hi, Ashley. I'll give a shout out to her. And yeah, when she told me her date of birth and I looked it up, she too is day of the Gazelle, and that was April. No, I'm sorry, May the 2nd, 1996. Now, May the 2nd, the same day as The Rock. Her birthday is same day as The Rock, May the 2nd, ironically. Okay, so as I mentioned, the Gazelle is, as it mentions, is among the friendliest of the primal astrology signs. Okay, so check this out. If there could only be one word to describe those born under this sign, it would be optimistic. In fact, if anything, gazelles are the anti-cynics of the world. They are always trying to look on the bright side, even if they are seen as prey by the predators of the world. Gazelles keep moving forward and keep living their lives. Despite disappointments, they maintain faith in their fellow man or woman. That sounds like Bradley Cooper, and who, because you got to be that way if you want to achieve big goals, of course, to have a good attitude and such. That's something he's done. And I'm sure that's something, the other gazelles have done as well, like Ashley Laurence, especially too. So they have a hard time saying no, especially when they know deep down that they should. And you too, Carlos, I'm sure this all is reminiscent to you as well. And you would most likely agree. And so, especially when they know deep down that they should, that's because members of this sign don't like conflict of any kind. Gazelles always want to do the right thing, even if it requires sacrifice on their parts. In fact, few signs are as willing to give so much for the people and ideals that they believe in. Most gazelles even end up in careers which primarily serve others. Just don't try to give them advice. While gazelles are great at helping their friends with their problems, there is little that a friend can do to sway a gazelle's direction in their life. This is a sign that is guided by an inner force, one so powerful and strong and filled with hope and fear that altering their course is a nearly impossible unless they are the ones who choose to do so. Very interesting. That's very interesting. Gazelles have a reputation for being They could have a reputation for being snobby, inflexible, and stubborn-headed, but they are idealists who most often see things as black or white, right or wrong. Though they may come across as sentimental and romantic, they are actually very intelligent and are great organizers and researchers. All signs connected to Virgo need balance, and this sign is no exception. They should never allow their lives to become disorganized, as this is surely the beginning of a downward spiral, would be the beginning of a downward spiral. Members of the sign need to stay focused and organized and always moving forward. Okay, so there you have it, guys. So I'm going to leave this link for you below to read more about the spirit of the Gazelle. Aside from their general personality and characteristics, you can also read about their compatibility in love and friendship, and also their career and goals. And I know, Carlos, you asked me about the career and goals. What would be good for career and goals for a Gazelle? And this I think really says a lot for detail. As I mentioned about primal astrology is a very strong energy. And so because of that, this would be very accurate for explaining for good career and goals and other stuff as well for those who are spirit of the Gazelle like you. So thanks again, Carlos, for the video request. And thank you all again for watching today, and all my subscribers. And again, like Carlos, keep your questions coming to me at scorpiooxman@gmail.com. So thanks again, guys. I hope all your goals and dreams are becoming true and a reality for you. And thanks again for all the support and love. So thanks again, guys. All the best. God bless. Thank you.